What if stupidity had a hall of fame? What if Darwin Awards weren't just jokes but actual case studies in catastrophic decision-making? Today, we're dissecting 22 people who looked common sense dead in the eye and said, "Not today." Buckle up, this is going to hurt. The human brain is supposedly the most advanced organ in the known universe. 86 billion neurons firing in perfect harmony, capable of splitting atoms and composing symphonies. And yet some people use this biological supercomputer to make decisions so breathtakingly stupid that you wonder if evolution is just taking a really long coffee break. We're not talking about simple mistakes or honest errors in judgment. We're talking about weapons-grade idiocy, the kind that makes you question whether our species deserves its spot at the top of the food chain. These aren't fictional tales or urban legends. These are real people who actually existed, who woke up one morning and decided that today was the day they'd violate every law of physics, logic, and self-preservation. But why are you even listening? Because your brain loves chaos. Because catastrophes work like magnets. Because each of these stories opens a loop in your head that you need to close. You want to know, how stupid can a human really be? The answer will shock you. A guy in Britain wanted to soundproof his car. Reasonable idea, right? His method? Filling the entire chassis with industrial expanding foam. The kind that multiplies in volume about 40 times over. The foam expanded so violently that it warped the metal frame, shattered every window, and permanently sealed all 4 doors shut. He didn't soundproof his car. He built himself a 4-wheeled tomb that probably cost more to dispose of than the vehicle was worth. Sometimes the solution is worse than the problem, and sometimes the solution is the problem, but it gets even better. Picture this scene. You're a police officer in Italy pulling over a driver for erratic behavior. You walk up to the window expecting drugs or maybe a medical emergency. Instead, you find a steering wheel that's been replaced with a metal pot lid held on by a single clamp. Not a custom racing wheel, not even a cheap aftermarket part. A literal cooking pot lid. The driver genuinely defended this modification as perfectly safe and functional. Some people's relationship with reality is basically a restraining order waiting to happen. Florida strikes again. A man stood in front of an ATM, convinced it was voice-activated, politely asking the machine for money like he was ordering coffee. When the ATM failed to respond because it's a machine without ears, he escalated from polite requests to full screaming, and finally to physical violence against the ATM. Police arrested him for vandalism. The man lost an argument with an inanimate object and somehow still thought he was the victim. That's why the next case is even crazier. Snowmobiles are designed for snow. This fact seems obvious to everyone except a man in Minnesota who decided his snowmobile could absolutely handle open lake water if he just went fast enough. Physics disagreed. He made it about halfway across before momentum gave up. The machine sank like a brick, and he found himself stranded in freezing water. The party he was trying to reach probably wasn't worth hypothermia, but wait for it. Paying a parking ticket with pennies to make a point is petty, but legal. Coding every single penny in lard first? That's just asking for trouble. A Rhode Island man learned this when his 25-cent parking ticket protest turned into federal charges for malicious destruction of currency. He transformed a minor fine into a felony. That's not standing up to the system. That's just expensive performance art with criminal consequences. Burglars getting stuck is a classic nightmare. One California genius experienced this nightmare when he tried squeezing through a grease vent of a closed Chinese restaurant. He spent 2 entire days trapped in grease-coated metal, covered in old cooking oil, until someone heard his pathetic cries. Police arrested him after he was extracted. The shower he needed probably violated several water conservation laws. But this next guy topped that. Choosing your weapon matters in a robbery. A Michigan man chose a boomerang. He threw it at a shopkeeper, missed completely, and watched in slow-motion horror as the boomerang flew out the door, arced perfectly, and came back to strike him in the skull, knocking him unconscious. Police arrived to find him literally defeated by his own weapon. The universe has a sense of humor, and sometimes it's brutally physical. Testing product durability before purchase makes sense. In China, A woman took the safety check to the extreme by striking her brand new luxury Audi with heavy blunt objects. Her goal was to ensure the vehicle's durability before driving it off the lot. The result, however, wasn't certified protection, but rather an astronomical repair bill from the dealership. Her aggressive stress test ensured she lost the car before she'd even driven it. That's why the next case gets even darker. A radio contest in California offered a Nintendo Wii as a prize. The challenge was, hold your Wii for a Wii, drinking water without bathroom breaks. One woman drank nearly 2 gallons, won the console, and died hours later from water intoxication. She traded her life for a video game system worth about $250. Some victories cost everything, but it gets even harder. Legal creativity has limits. A man arrested for burglary and drinking on the job sued himself for $5 million, claiming he violated his own civil rights by getting drunk. His strategy involved expecting his homeowner's insurance to pay the settlement. The judge was not entertained by this legal origami. Some people treat the court system like it's improv comedy night. Keeping souvenirs of your crimes is risky. Getting a detailed tattoo of the entire murder scene on your chest is just asking to be caught. An LA gang member did exactly this, creating a permanent roadmap of an unsolved murder on his body. A detective noticed it during an unrelated arrest. Most people keep photo albums. This guy preferred forensic evidence as body art. Fireworks in enclosed spaces never ends well. A Florida man lit a powerful firecracker inside his parked car for entertainment. The explosion triggered the airbags with enough violence to eject him from the vehicle while trapping his friend inside. At least the car's safety features worked as designed, even if the operator's brain didn't. But this next idiot reached new heights. Mad Mike Hughes built a steam-powered rocket to prove the Earth is flat. He launched himself 5,000 feet into the California sky. His parachute deployed prematurely, and he plummeted back to Earth. He never proved his theory, but he definitively proved gravity is real. Some experiments have only one possible conclusion, and it's usually the ground. Hiding from police requires creativity. A wanted man in England chose to hide inside a giant decorative snowman at a Christmas market. His festive disguise lasted exactly as long as it took a police dog to walk by and sniff once. He was hiding in plain sight at a crowded public event. Subtlety was not his strength. That's why the next guy escalated even further. Revenge on an ex-girlfriend drove a British plumber to pour concrete mix down her toilet. He failed to consider that toilets connect to public sewer lines. The concrete hardened, destroying not just her pipes but the entire street's sewage system. His petty prank caused over $100,000 in damages. Some jokes cost more than relationships. A Swedish homeowner got drunk and decided roof maintenance required a ride-on lawnmower. He somehow got the mower onto the roof, lost control immediately, and rode it straight off the edge into his greenhouse below. Neither the mower nor the greenhouse survived. The moss on his roof remains undefeated, but wait for the next one. DIY boat repair has rules. Rule 1 is never use a blowtorch while standing in gasoline. An English sailor violated this rule spectacularly, creating a fireball that sent him to the hospital and his metal boat to the harbor floor. The leak he was trying to fix became irrelevant when the entire boat sank. A drug dealer in Australia mailed narcotics to a customer but forgot proper postage. The post office returned the package to the return address, which was his own house. He essentially delivered evidence directly to himself, saving police the trouble of a search warrant. Some criminals defeat themselves before law enforcement even gets involved. That's why this next story gets explosive. Gender reveal parties have escalated dangerously. An Arizona dad packed an explosive target in bone-dry brush and touched it off. The resulting wildfire scorched 47,000 acres and cost millions in damages. If your baby announcement requires air tankers and evacuations, you've crossed several lines. An airport baggage handler got fired and decided revenge meant flushing his passport down a plane toilet. He forgot he was still on the plane about to depart for his home country. He was arrested and stuck in the country he hated, waiting for emergency documents. His dramatic exit became a forced extended stay. Smuggling requires stealth. A woman tried sneaking 51 live tropical fish into Australia in a special skirt. Her plan collapsed at customs when officials heard loud sloshing and flopping noises from her waist. She wasn't caught by technology or dogs. She was caught because her contraband fish were just too damn loud. But this final case is the pinnacle. Insurance fraud requires planning. A New Jersey man attempted to fake a slip and fall but forgot the wet floor. Security cameras captured him calmly pouring a drink on the ground, checking the puddle, then theatrically hurling himself into it. His lawsuit was immediately dismissed. He documented his own crime in high definition.